For 11 straight days, he didn't sleep, not even for a second. And what started as insomnia quickly became something far, far more disturbing. By day 12, he wasn't sure if he was alive or dreaming with his eyes open. Meet our patient, a 42-year-old construction foreman from Texas. Tough, active, healthy guy. No history of mental illness or sleep problems. He lived with his wife and teenage daughter. At first, Mark just seemed tired all the time, always getting up earlier than he needed to, gulping down cups of coffee before sunrise. He was known around town as the best foreman anyone could hire. Always on time, always hustling. So when he started missing shifts, people took notice. It was out of character. Mark was the kind of man who never missed a shift, but now his body refused to shut down, not even for a moment. Day 1, 2, 3, minor insomnia, a little on edge, work-related stress, tried melatonin, didn't help. Day 4 to 5, no sleep, increasing anxiety, restless. Day 6 to 7, visual hallucinations. Shadows moving across his vision, flickers of light in the dark. Day 8, he began forgetting conversations mid-sentence. Day 9, couldn't recognize faces, even his daughter. Day 10, full-blown paranoia, believed the doctors were poisoning him. Day 11, he began to disassociate, staring into space, blinking slowly, saying nothing for hours.
Yes.
His body was alive, but his mind was breaking apart, second by second. At one point, his wife begged him to sleep. She said, "You need some rest." And Mark burst into tears. "I'm trying, but I can't close my eyes." He was eventually admitted to the hospital. Doctors performed a sleep study. There's no REM cycles, no microsleeps, nothing. An EEG showed normal activity. They ruled out drug use, schizophrenia, mania. Multiple psychiatrists suspected psychogenic insomnia or stress-related psychosis. But Mark had no history of mental illness, and there was no external stressor. Every expert had a theory, but none had an answer. One night, Mark's wife recorded him pacing their house at 3 a.m. He whispered nonsense about time loops and eyes watching from the walls. On day 12, Mark collapsed. The sleep study showed a seizure-like episode followed by a brief, coma-like state. He woke up screaming, completely disoriented, couldn't move his legs. Doctors feared permanent neurological damage. Mark's wife prepared for the worst. A rare neurologist finally reviewed Mark's chart. He ordered genetic testing and a repeat MRI with contrast. The MRI showed damage to the thalamus, the part of the brain that regulates sleep. The genetic test confirmed the diagnosis. Mark had inherited a mutated gene that causes fatal familial insomnia. Only 40 families worldwide have the genetic variant. Mark had no idea it ran in his bloodline. Fatal familial insomnia is caused by a mutation in the PRNP gene, which creates toxic proteins that destroy the brain's sleep centers. It starts with insomnia and ends with total nervous system failure. Death usually comes within a year of the first symptoms. Even heavy sedatives can't force the brain into real, restful sleep. The mind begins to unravel, while the body remains painfully awake. Mark died 6 months after his first sleepless night.
Ow.
But what haunted his family most wasn't how he died. It was the thought that his mind may have been trapped, conscious and awake, until the very end.